Hi, welcome to another song and story time. Lovely to have you with me. Let's sing my hello song. I sing hello, my name is Sally, and I hope that you will sing me your name so I can get to know who you are and give me a big wave to let me know that you're watching. Hello, my name is Sally, and I've come to sing some songs. I hope that you'll enjoy them, and I hope you'll sing along. I'm going to read a story too, if that's alright with you. Hello, my name is Sally, and I'm happy to see you. Sing it again, join in. Tell me what your name is. Hello, my name is Sally, and I've come to sing some songs. I hope that you'll enjoy them, and I hope you'll sing along. I'm going to read a story too, if that's alright with you. Hello, my name is Sally, and I'm happy to see you. Good singing. Thank you for joining in. Really good singing. Now, I don't know if many of you look at the little friends I have around me for this story session, but I have a new friend. Can you see her? Her or him? Actually, I'm not quite sure which. But this is Piglet. Say hello, Piglet. Piglet's come to live with me this week. Are you happy living with me, Piglet? Oh, I think he's very happy. I'm very happy to have you living with me, with all my friends. Would you like to listen to a story now, Piglet? Oh, yes. Oh, yes, you did. You chose a story, didn't you? So let's put Piglet back up here. Is that all right there? Yep. So he can hear the story that he's chosen. Or she's chosen. Who knows? Not quite sure there, but there you go. Right. The story that Piglet's chosen is Mrs. Armitage on Wheels. Do you know this story? Can you see Mrs. Armitage with her bicycle? So, this is the story of Mrs. Armitage on Wheels. Mrs. Armitage was out on her bicycle. Breakspear the dog ran alongside. There they go. A hedgehog walked across the road. Tring, tring, went Mrs. Armitage on her bell. Oh, I don't know if the hedgehog heard. What this bike needs, said Mrs. Armitage to herself, is a really loud horn. Mrs. Armitage went to the shop and she bought 3 horns. She's doing a lot of very busy choosing. The 3 horns went beep beep. The next one went honk honk. And the last one went oh, I think that's quite loud, Mrs. Armitage. Well, she tried them out. Beep beep, honk honk, beep, went Mrs. Armitage on her 3 horns. Oh, she's very happy. I think those ladies look a little bit scared, don't they? Jumped out of their skin. Oh, but then the bicycle chain came off. By the time Mrs. Armitage had got it on again, her hands were all greasy and oily. Ugh, dirty. Oh dear, said Mrs. Armitage to herself. What this bike needs, said Mrs. Armitage to herself, is somewhere to wash your hands. Now that's a good idea, isn't it? So, she got a bucket of water and a towel and a soap rack with a bar of soap, and she hung them all onto the bike, and off she went with beautifully clean hands. There she is fixing it all to the bike. There she is washing her hands. And there she is riding away with her clean hands. Can you see the bucket hanging on the handlebars and her 3 horns? What this bike needs, said Mrs. Armitage to herself as she cycled along, if it's to be looked after properly, is a complete toolkit. There's Breakspear running alongside. Do you think he agrees? So Mrs. Armitage got a toolbox with spanners and screwdrivers and hammers and cans of penetrating oil, and she fixed it on the back of the bicycle, and off she went. Oh, look at that toolkit. And there she is, fixing it onto the back of the bike. Oh, I think Breakspear's helping. He's holding a screwdriver. By now, Mrs. Armitage was beginning to think about food. Think she was hungry. What this bike needs, said Mrs. Armitage to herself, is somewhere to carry a light snack. Oh, yes, that sounds like a good idea. So she got a tray for apples and bananas and cheese and tomato sandwiches, and a holder for a bottle of lemonade and a flask of cocoa, and a special basket for bones and dog biscuits for Breakspear, and she fixed them all to the bike, and off they went. There she is. Oh, look, I think Breakspear's rather hoping for a delicious bone or a biscuit. And there she goes with everything on her bike. Oh, but look at Breakspear. By now, poor Breakspear was feeling quite tired, running alongside the bicycle. You could tell because his tongue was hanging out and he was panting. What this bike needs, said Mrs. Armitage to herself, is something for a faithful dog to ride on. Oh, good idea. So, she got some iron brackets and some nuts and bolts and some cushions, and she made a seat for Breakspear, and off they went. There is Breakspear in his seat, very happy. They had stopped beside the road for some sandwiches and dog biscuits when it began to rain. Great heavens, said Mrs. Armitage. What this bike needs, Breakspear, she said, is something to keep the rain off. Good idea. So, Mrs. Armitage got 2 umbrellas, one large and one small. She fixed them up on the bicycle, and off they went. An umbrella for Mrs. Armitage and a smaller umbrella for Breakspear. Wow, she's got everything on that bicycle. Riding through the rain, Mrs. Armitage began to feel rather downhearted. What this bike needs, said Mrs. Armitage to herself, is a bit of cheerful music. Oh, that's a good idea, is it? So she got a transistor radio, cassette player, and a lot of cassettes for cheerful music, and a mouth organ so that she could join in. She fixed them all to the bike, and off they went. There she is, fixing her cassette player and her mouth organ. Oh, can you see her blowing her mouth organ and listening to the music? And there's Breakspear sitting on the back enjoying it. Mrs. Armitage was turning the pedal so fast and blowing the mouth organ so hard that she was soon nearly exhausted. Oh, what this bike needs, said Mrs. Armitage to herself, is a bit of extra oomph. Oh. So she got some wood and some ropes and some tarpaulin. She rigged up a mast and a sail, and she added a few bits of bunting and an anchor into the bargain. Looks like she's turning it into a ship. Can you see her pulling the sail up? Look at all the things on the bike. Wow. I wonder if it's going to work. What do you think? Off they went, faster and faster, with the wind behind them filling the sails, so they flew along faster and faster until... what's going to happen? Crash, crunch, clang, clatter, thud. the horn's broken. Oh dear. Everything has flown off the bicycle. Can you see? Where's Breakspear? Oh, there's Breakspear flying through the air. Oh no. What this bike needs, Breakspear, said Mrs. Armitage as she picked herself up from the wreckage, is taking to the dump. So she took it to the dump, and there's all the bits going on the back of the dumper truck. I wonder what she's going to do now. Oh, and what I need is... What do you think she needs? A car? Another bicycle? An aeroplane? I wonder what she's going to get. Whoopee! There goes Mrs. Armitage on her new roller skates. Look at everybody looking at her. Wow. But what these roller skates need, said Mrs. Armitage to herself, what these roller skates really need is... I wonder what she was going to say. What do you think her roller skates really need? Not sure they need anything. Just her to skate on them. Did you enjoy that story? I love that story. Mrs. Armitage's Wheels. Right, it's time to sing a song. And I thought we'd sing a song. We can talk about... I know, I'll do a verse about riding your bike, because we've just done a story about Mrs. Armitage's bike, and I bet lots of you have got bicycles. So I'll do Here We Go Round the Mulberry Bush. Here we go round the mulberry bush. Oh, it's too low. Change of key. Here we go round the mulberry bush, the mulberry bush, the mulberry bush. Here we go round the mulberry bush on a cold and frosty morning. Now, it's a very warm day today here, really hot. But can you remember when it was last a cold and frosty morning? I can, because it was only 2 days ago when I woke up and it felt very cold and chilly. So just imagine it's a cold and frosty morning. Ready? Here we go round the mulberry bush, the mulberry bush, the mulberry bush. Here we go round the mulberry bush on a cold and frosty morning. Now, we've got to imagine that we're going to ride our bike. So you might need to lean back a bit so you can get your feet off the floor and pretend you're pedalling. Ready? I'm going to pedal with my hands. This is the way we ride our bike, ride our bike, ride our bike. This is the way we ride our bike on a cold and frosty morning. What else did Mrs. Armitage do? She washed her hands. So should we get ready to do that? This is the way we wash our hands, wash our hands, wash our hands. This is the way we wash our hands on a cold and frosty morning. What else do we do? We wash our face, don't we, in the mornings? Ready? This is the way we wash our face, wash our face, wash our face. This is the way we wash our face on a cold and frosty morning. Do you ever brush your hair? I hope you do. Should we do that? This is the way we brush our hair, brush our hair, brush our hair. This is the way we brush our hair on a cold and frosty morning. Good singing. Now, a song that some of you have asked me to sing again is Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. I know you like singing that. So are you ready to have your hands ready to be twinkling? Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Good singing. Oh, I know know a song I haven't done before for you, and that is Hickory Dickory Dock. Ready? Do you know Hickory Dickory Dock? The mouse ran up the clock. Hickory Dickory Dock, the mouse ran up the clock. The clock struck one, the mouse ran down. Hickory Dickory Dock, tick tock, tick tock. Now if you've got anybody there with you, they could do the tick-tocks while you sing the song with me. So if you've got anybody there with you, a brother or a sister or a grandma or a mum or dad or whoever's with you, ask them if they could do the tick-tocks. Ready? They'll do the tick-tocks for a bit and then we'll sing the song and they'll carry on tick-tocking. Tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. Good. Hickory Dickory Dock, the mouse ran up the clock. The clock struck one, the mouse ran down. Hickory Dickory Dock, tick tock, tick tock. Right, do you want to do the tick tocks this time while I sing the song? Will you choose somebody else to sing the song with you? Ready? You're going to do the tick tocks while I sing the song. Ready? Pretend to be a clock. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Hickory Dickory Dock, the mouse ran up the clock. The clock struck one, the mouse ran down. Hickory Dickory Dock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Well done. Did you keep tick-tocking there? That was really good. Really, really good one. What other song could we do? What? Oh, yes. Yes, I know you wanted, yes. Piglet wanted Baa Baa Black Sheep because she likes that song. Baa baa, black sheep, have you any wool? Yes sir, 3 bags full. 1 for the master and 1 for the dame. 1 for the little boy who lives down the lane. Ready? Baa baa, pink sheep, have you any spots? Yes sir, lots and lots. 1 on my finger and 1 on my toe, and 1 on the end of my very spotty nose. Good singing. I hope you've enjoyed Song and Story Time today. Time for me to finish now. We'll finish with a goodbye song. If you can, go onto YouTube, my channel, which is Sally's Songs and Stories. Subscribe to the channel, and if you can send me a message to say who you are and where you live, and if there's any songs or stories that you'd like, and I'll do them for you. I'd really love to do that. So let me know. Send me a message and let me know if you've enjoyed today's session. So wave goodbye to me and all my little friends, and we'll sing the goodbye song, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for joining me. Goodbye, goodbye, I'm glad you came today. Goodbye, goodbye, I'm glad you came today. We've had some stories and some songs. I'm glad you came to sing along. Goodbye, goodbye, I'm glad you came today. Say goodbye to my little doggy here, my little friends here, Piglet, Teddy, who's here. Now this Teddy belonged to my son James when he was a baby, and I've still got him even though my son James is very grown up now. Wave, that's it. Teddy stayed and lives with me. Bye. See you all next time. Bye. See you again.